You're watching Good Morning Nigeria, and up next on our lineup is newspaper review.
Well, our newspaper reviewer is here, Chukudi Okoli Ugbaja. Chuks.
Hello, Demola. How are you
It's the
today?
boy.
It's a wonderful
Morning. Can you see? I've not even finished acknowledging your own, hailing when she joined Chucks the boy. I didn't. God just made me so popular. No, we thank him for small mercies. Hello, Jumai. How
How
are
was your
you?
weekend?
I like your apparel this morning.
Thank you.
You dress all the time anyway. It was a good weekend. The Hamatan is
It's
biting
here.
more and more.
Yes.
It's okay. It started very early this year.
Yes. So let's quickly go to the papers. I have the leadership newspaper. I'll begin with it. And above the masthead, on page 6, Mina Chief Imam dies at 93, as above the masthead of the leadership newspaper. Kebbi government denies illegal mining allegation. You find the details on page 19. And below the masthead, Nasima petitions FG over NIBC India's operations. Find the details on page 7. FG douses tension, says tax reform to ensure equitable VAT sharing. Details on page 4. At the side piece of the picture story, Tinubu off to Brazil for G20 Leaders Summit on page 16. Ex-NIA DG Zachary Ibrahim dies at 81. Details on page 6. Ribado leads delegation to Chad. President Devi. Details on page 21. Military pounds terrorist planning attack on troops. Find the details on page 6. And the picture stories and the headlines in the leadership newspaper. Elections. CSOs seek improvement on disability inclusion. With riders as Tinubu Buhari orders hail Ayedatiwa's victory in Ondo. We are reviewing governorship outcome that's coming from the People's Democratic Party. Results consistent with our PRVT findings, Yaga Africa. And the picture story you see there, President Bola Tinubu decorates Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi with National Honor of Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger during his state visit to Nigeria at the Presidential Villa, Abuja, yesterday. Let's quickly go to the Blueprint newspaper. The Blueprint newspaper above the masthead, NAF, airstrikes eliminate bandit leaders, key loyalists in Zamfara. Find details on page 7. And below the masthead, AFCON, Super Eagles target victory over Rwanda. That is in our sports segment. And beside the picture story there, 2025 budget, MTEF, FSP tax reform bills top agenda as National Assembly resumes. And the headlines in the Blueprint newspaper, after my victory, let's build Ondo State together, Aiyedatiwa tells Ajayi orders. With Rider, Ghana's 366,781 votes to floor PDP candidate with 117,835. And Tinubu APC orders hail victory. PDP kicks. And Sultan urges brotherliness, says Nigeria's unity not negotiable. With Rider, keep promoting religious harmony. Olubadon charges NSCIA leader. Over 400,000 women living with VVF in Nigeria. That's coming from the center. I don't know which center there. You find the details on page 15. Concerns as Nigeria's debt set to hit $45.1 billion in 2024. And over $300 billion investment attracted to free zones in January 2024. That's coming from NESA. And Women Radio launches Nigeria's first AI-driven virtual broadcasting. That's quite interesting. You want to know what's all about, you go to page 7. Ademola.
All right, I have the This Nigeria newspaper. Just beside the nameplate, we have Lagos residents worry as onion price rises by 50%. Lagos residents worry as onion price rises by 50%. Details of that story can be found on page 12. And the major headline is still the the outcome of the Ondo elections. Ondo, how Ayedatiwa of APC knocked out PDP's Agbola to clinch Goba seats. Opposition rejects results, alleges vote buying manipulation. We worked assiduously to achieve success, says Sanwo-Olu, APC election campaign chair. Then we have like 3,767 killed, 22,373 others injured in auto crashes nationwide. That's the statistics given by the FRSC. Details of that story can be found on page 25. Troops recover arms, seize stolen crude oil, deactivate criminal boats in Niger Delta. Details can be found on page 13. Nigeria-India reinforce strategic partnership as Tinubu confers GCON on Moody. Ohaneze to President use visit to seek release of 1.3 million Nigerians in Indian prison. Then we have the picture of the Indian Prime Minister with the FCT Minister and the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Mrs. Bianca Ojukwu. Well, Chooks, APC knocked out PDP's the headlines.
Yes.
Knocked out like a bout.
Yes.
Like the Tyson fight.
But it was practically predictable, you know. We know polls in Nigeria get influenced by those who want to be voted in.
Yeah.
They are not as scientific as what we see abroad. But anyway, didn't somebody say that Kamala Harris was marginally ahead of Trump? And at the end of the day, Trump took all the 7 swing states.
Took the popularity vote.
So our polls here are not very reliable. But I want to think that many of us thought that Ayedatiwa, Nigerian names must never be messed up by broadcasters.
No way.
Very important. I think many of us knew he was going to take it, clinch it. And the good thing is that the CSOs are not talking about the vote buying, the malpractices. The opposition party, the main opposition party, PDP, expectedly. Because in Nigeria, nobody ever says it went well. Expectedly,
especially if
accuses people of manipulating.
And both candidates from the PDP and APC were deputy governors of the late governor of Ondo State.
Yes, and so it should have been battle royal.
Yeah.
But you see, in Nigeria, you have to live with the fact that people still vote for kith and kin.
Yeah.
We've not matured out of it. I pray for the day when Africa will start voting for the man who actually will deliver. It doesn't matter where he comes from. So it's a fact of our current life.
Yes.
We accept it. We'll get past it.
Yes, the Indian Prime Minister was here yesterday.
Narendra Modi.
Narendra Modi.
Yes.
And what Domola read something. 1.2 million Nigerians in Indian prisons.
I dare say that they had become forgotten entities, because I want to confess that I didn't know that number.
Yes.
A number of people were languishing, in Indian prisons. India, of all countries.
I was wondering, 1.2 million Nigerians.
We'll talk about UK, US, Canada.
And they have one of the worst.
India.
One of the
I'm
worst.
not denigrating any nation, Drew.
No. And they have one of the worst prisons in the world, actually.
Yeah. No.
1.2. So how many Nigerians are there that they have 1.2 million Nigerians in prison in India?
Well, you see, this Ohane's statistics is not verified, so you cannot really say that's the accurate number.
But the most important thing is that our attention has been called to a situation that is not quite palatable, to the green, white, green flag. Yes. What do we need to do to ensure that justice actually was meted out properly. And those are the things that should concern us.
Yes, yes.
You know, nationalism must always flow in our veins. If indeed some of them committed crimes, we want to say that they should go in for it because they went out there to give us a bad name. But there are some that may have been imprisoned not too justly. You understand?
Yeah.
So we must work at ensuring that justice has been done in each of their cases. And maybe if there is any...
Chooks, you have 1 more minute.
Oh, on just two topics? Oh my God.
So
it's
just
okay.
Talk on another
It's
topic.
okay. So if there's any iota of doubt concerning the conviction of any of them, foreign affairs people should go out.
The Diaspora
ensure-
Commission
The
should
Diaspora Commission as well. You know, the Abike, unit or department should also, Abike Dabiri, sorry, should work at getting them released as well. That's what I think about it.
Yes.
I don't know why Demola decided that today we're not going to. I am happy that the military preempted an attack.
Yes, yes.
Very important. We are beginning to be preemptive, not reactive. And just the other time, we started hearing about the decapitation, that is taking out the leaders of the different, it will percolate down to their subjects. Nigeria is winning the war.
Thank you very much,
Chukwu,
Nigeria.
thank you so much. It's winning the war against the banditry and insurgents. Thank you so much. We'll be right back.